And thank you to Carolyn. Now, everybody's got to be ready to take notes at super high speeds. This guy is just, he's tremendous. Every time I'm with him, I feel a little bit less smart because he's so smart. He does a tremendous job. I can tell a little story about Dustin. We first met probably 2019 at a Real Producers event, and he was doing Facebook ads and A/B samples, and I was like, this is mind-blowing. I was like, he's doing great, and I love what he's doing. And this was, back before Facebook, and before Facebook was cool. So Facebook's already become cool and not cool anymore, just in that time frame. But just an amazing marketer even back then, and he was just kind of getting his team going back then with his lovely wife Devin, and since then his career has just gone to amazing levels. He has 35 people now on the Fox Homes team, many of them that are here, fantastic realtors. And their team, we were blessed. They joined us last October, and the whole team has just been all in on Samson, just helping us in so many ways. Dustin is the first one to jump in and help whoever, whenever, to teach, to be at a sales meeting or to jump into a mastermind and teach stuff, and it's amazing. He wrote an amazing book. I'm sure he'll talk a lot about it, but 6 Weeks to Real Estate Success. I have not finished it yet because I'm a slow reader, but he did give me a copy, so I was thankful for that. But there's so much that you can learn from Dustin, and we're really excited. One thing that is really impressive, and I'm sure he'll reference all these things that I talk about, but his team has almost 2,000 five-star Google reviews. So that's a testament to him and his team's work. It's amazing. And that is a lot of how he builds his business, by having that great stuff. He'll talk about AI today, but the stuff he's doing with AI just blows my mind. Makes me feel like I'm 100 steps behind him and everybody else in the world, but hang in there. There's no way that you will not pick up great stuff to build your business from Dustin today, and we're blessed to have the amazing Dustin Fox up here. So come on, Dustin.
Can you guys hear me? Check, 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 check. Is the microphone working? No? Yes? No? There we go. I feel like I'm walking up in the Comedy Cellar. How's everybody doing? The clicker here. So I want to thank Devin, my lovely wife Devin, for making these slides for me. She missed 2 back-to-back nights of Love Island, helping me do this presentation. Yeah, so, which was a tough sacrifice in our household. Unfortunately, Devin had a video shoot for a listing today, so she wasn't there to give me fashion advice, and I look like I just got to Cancun, so sorry about that, but that's Devin's fault. So I'm here to talk about AI. I know all of you guys are probably overwhelmed with AI. This is a photo of what Devin thinks apparently I look like. When I'm talking about AI, there are 2 things that I'm not allowed to talk about to Devin at all, or my youngest daughter, is AI and split testing. Anything split testing ads, she's like, I don't care. Go call a team member. But I'm Dustin Fox, the worst half of the Fox Homes team with Devin. We're high school sweethearts. I got licensed 10 years ago. We were just doing the husband and wife thing for the first 6 years of my business. She basically said, I need you to have somebody else to complain to, so you need to start a team. So that's kind of what started us on our journey, but thankfully I'm married and did a business with somebody that's just as hardworking as I am, and that went full tilt in building it the best that we could. So we don't really go, we go full ass on everything. Nothing half-ass, and that's not a comment on anybody's asses. But we go full bore. As Donnie mentioned, I wrote the book, 6 Weeks to Real Estate Success. I released it about a year and a few months ago. It's been a great success, best-selling book. I'm really proud. But I spent a year promoting this thing, and I'm like, I just want to get back to doing what I love, real estate, and doing open houses literally almost every day. But scan the QR code. My Instagram's on there if you guys want to give me a follow, be my guest. A little bit about our team. Look at how beautiful everybody is. This was just in here. I really love this photo. We have the greatest collection of innovative, like fast-moving agents that are not afraid to try new things. And it's very much a collaborative environment where everybody's kind of one-upping each other with more ideas. And yes, I'm kind of nudging a little bit, but I'm not the crazy accountability guy. I'm not the, we're gonna do 8 a.m. morning huddles, because I left, like Jason, I was a store manager and district manager for Pottery Barn and Bed Bath & Beyond for like a long time, 17 years. So I got out of that to not have to have a boss anymore. So I don't want to even be anybody's boss, but I just want to give you the ideas and help motivate you, but I don't want to get on a call at 8 a.m. I don't even wake up till 9. My team knows, don't call Dustin until after 9 a.m. It's like not miracle morning, it's disaster morning for me. So Donnie mentioned our reviews, and I promise I'm going to get to the AI, and the reviews are going to make sense on how we're leveraging these with our AI content later. So when we started the team, we had about 200 something combined reviews, just me and Devin, and then we got a collection of people together to understand that all of you guys have like 25, 50 5-star reviews on Google, but just like when you buy something on Amazon, you don't scroll through the products and say, let me find the one that's perfect 5 stars that only has 25 5-star reviews. You just immediately buy the item that has the most reviews. So the only way to win in that space is to be winning. So I had to get a group of people to trust me that if they're sacrificing their own Google business reviews for the benefit of the team, that those opportunities are going to go to them and not us, and we can be stronger together. And the way that we do that is if you Google any team member on our page, and I don't want to get too technical, but it's called Google Review Schema. So if you Google any team member on our team, just Google anybody's name and realtor, you'll see underneath their name 1,948 reviews or whatever that says there. Every one of our blogs says the same thing. So imagine you're at an open house and you gave somebody your business card like you do every weekend, and they have a connection with you, they like you, and then they go to another open house and they get another business card from somebody else. And everybody is Googling everybody before they work with them. And they Google you and they see 1,900 reviews for you. It doesn't say those are that's the team. They think those are your reviews. So we want everybody to benefit from that. And then ChatGPT came out late November 2023. That's our screenshot. Google Search Console only goes back 16 months. So I started doing AI-generated content probably like about a month after ChatGPT came out. And you can see the chart there, 111 clicks versus now 510 clicks per day. And it's completely exploded. And you can see the chart there over the last 2 months that I've been making it a goal to do this like regular social media reel stuff. And I'm having my VA put the content up, and then the content has the Google review schema, which I'll get into later, and why people are clicking on our site so much, and it's just driving it. It's now starting to be a snowball. This was our volume since we started the team. You can kind of see, like in 2023, that's when ChatGPT came out. This is what our projected sales are now. We're up year to date. When we made the move to Samson, we are really excited to be here. Like the amount of resources and everything that's provided. Like, thank you all.
Thank you, Donnie.
Yeah, thank you, Donnie. But we're just leveraging what's the marketing opportunities that are given to us. All right, so now what you guys really want to know, like the 7 AI secrets. Sorry, I got the brag stuff out of the way. So who's this course for? Anybody feel like they're a little bit worried or they don't like the direction that the world is going in with AI? Anyone? Anyone? Yeah, we've had this in the meeting a few times where the agents are speaking up saying, I don't like where this is going. As a species, we tend to way over worry about what's happening in the future and way too much reminisce about what happened in the past. And yes, the AI could completely destroy the world, but we're not going to be able to control that. So why worry about it? Why worry about it? Use it to your advantage. There's an AI arms race between all of these companies and with China, and they're not going to stop. It's capitalism. So it's just going to keep growing, and you need to stay on top of it. I'm not one of those agents that's like, if you don't do these things, you're going to be passed by the agent that is. Because if you're showing up and doing open houses and getting face-to-face with clients every weekend, you're going to be fine, even without this. But this is for the agents that want to take what they're already doing and just enhance, just put it on steroids. So I don't know if you guys know Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI, ChatGPT. He recently did a blog saying we're entering the age of the idea guy. One of our team core values is best idea wins, encourage dissent. Or as Devin would say, you say best idea wins, but you think you have all the best ideas. But it's true, I don't care where the idea is coming from. If it's good, let's try it. But the advantage for me is I'm a huge reader. I have a daily routine where I already told you, I don't wake up till 9 a.m. And then I literally grab my coffee and I read a book in the bathtub for an hour. I know, super masculine. I read my business biography for an hour, and then I work basically until midnight, and then I do the same thing, repeat rinse, literally another bath at night with another hour with my biography. But I have all these ideas. And when I get out of the bath, Devin's like, if you have an idea, we're not spending any money. Just sleep on it, please. You're not spending any more of my money. But I was recently reading this book on Edward Bernays. I don't want to get too deep onto who he is, but he is the godfather of public relations, propaganda. Everything wrong in the world is basically his fault. But he would talk about sleight of hand and deflection and selling something without looking like you're selling something. So he would mention there was a campaign in the 20s, could have been the 30s, where it was a huge faux pas for women to be outdoors smoking. They'd have to hide it. They weren't allowed to be outside. So the Lucky Strikes, the guy that owned Lucky Strikes went to Edward Bernays and said, I want to be able to sell more cigarettes. And he's thinking he's going to come up with an advertising campaign. He's like, no, I'm going to call this women's suffrage group, and we're going to say, don't you think it's unfair that men can smoke outdoors, but you can't? And they're like, yeah, it's not fair. And convinces them to go down whatever it was, Fifth Avenue or something. And then he called the press and told the press, a bunch of crazy women are going to be walking down the street smoking Lucky Strikes. So he got all of this free advertising campaign, and Lucky Strike's business exploded. So another idea of his was a book publisher went to him and said, we need to sell more books. Again, they're expecting an advertising campaign. And he said, why don't we do this? We go to the home builders and tell them to put in more built-in bookshelves. And if you guys have ever gone from a townhouse to a single-family home and you're like, how are we ever going to fill it up with all of these rooms? And then 2 months later, you have a bunch of shit you don't need. You find a way to fill it up. So that the book sales skyrocketed. So I said, how can I take this idea of it not looking like an advertisement? It's kind of disguised as an advertisement. And that's where we get to our first step with AI, with custom GPTs. Has anybody made a custom GPT? I love it. What did you make it for?
For real estate.
Okay. Was it listing descriptions or?
So basically, I put all my resources that I've been using, I put it into ChatGPT and customize that. This is me, you familiarize yourself with all the listing, buyers, everything.
Uploading all of her documents, everything that she has about herself as an agent in there. And it sounds complicated. You're thinking how would I do this? It sounds very technical, but just as easy it is for you to write a listing description with ChatGPT, it's just as easy to make a custom GPT. You just type something, whatever you want. So for an example, we have a listing description custom GPT as a team, and to give you an example, I had a recent open house where a neighbor was coming in with 3 of our Samson postcards that I'll get into later about what we're doing with these. But she comes in and she's like, I'm not here. She's like out of breath, so excited. She's like, I'm not here to like look at the house. I'm here, or for the food truck. I'm here to talk to you about selling my home. I was like, all right. You had me at hello. But she had all these postcards in her hand. But we start to talk, and I found out she's an English teacher. We start talking more, and she tells me that her, which school she teaches at in Centerville. And I said, oh, one of my best friend's son goes there. And I said his name, and she's like, oh yeah, he's a great student, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, you know what the problem with these kids nowadays, though? They're all cheating with AI, like all of them, and it's so obvious. And she's like, but you, as an English teacher, you wrote the best listing description I have ever seen. And I was just like, but it's because mine ain't saying nestled. She's like, I can always tell when somebody uses ChatGPT. Mine doesn't say nestled. And if your listing description starts with the address, welcome to 123 Pine Street, no M dashes. So we have custom instructions on our listing description GPT, so we can make it as good as possible. But that's not what I'm running ads off of. That's not the custom GPT that I want to tell you about. So some of you guys were on the Samson call where I was talking about this, but if you Google this article right here, you guys can make your own custom GPT, just like I did. If you pull this article up, or if you just Google the impact of Zillow views, saves, and shares on price and speed, I have 10 years of data of what I've been looking at, of what I constitute a hot listing or a not hot listing. When Zillow published this, I said, oh, this is right on par with the same data that I have. This is interesting. So you can upload this article in the ChatGPT or a custom GPT and give it specific instructions. So when you have a listing, you can copy and paste the Zillow save shares and views, and it's going to tell you exactly where this listing stands. So that's this is the cheat sheet right here that we had ChatGPT make for us about like how many views, saves, shares, everything that you need to know about your listings. And what constitute, like how quickly it's going to sell. Or if you're on the buy side and you use this report, you're going to know, is this probably going to be a multiple offer situation, or is this way overpriced and it's going to be sitting for a while?
The DMV real estate market looks healthy until you read the chart. Price cuts up, contracts falling, cancellations spiking. Still, a few homes sell in one weekend for a premium. Why? Every listing has vital signs most people never see. Views, saves, and 10 years of neighborhood trends predict its pulse. Listing Pulse GPT runs the work for you. Enter any address and get a full diagnosis. Green, fight for it. Yellow, negotiate. Red, prep the paddles or walk. Sellers get the same straight talk before dropping price. No fluff, just numbers your agent can't eyeball. Visit listingpulsegpt.com today. Check the vitals before you commit.
So I'm running an ad on this, and thank you. Yeah, I'm running an ad on this, and I've had 7 direct listing presentations in about a month and a half, 2 months from this. Because people, and I'm telling you this as a warning right now, there are sellers that are firing their agents at 14 days, 21 days. They are that impatient, and they are calling us, the house you staged, Kathy, like exact example. They're calling us and saying, like, we need to make a change. And the reason why is when I say sleight of hand, they see this ad and say, this is us using it. So you're going to go into Zillow, you're going to pull the saves, views, everything, and then you're going to click on, is this for a listing or is this for a buy side? You guys can go and save the website, but I don't recommend you use it, and you'll see why in a second. Because when it gives them the report, it's going to tell them, like, it's going to analyze the listing, but then it's going to say, if the listing needs a price adjustment, it's very direct. You know how ChatGPT likes to sugarcoat everything, very saccharine sweet? Well, I've given the custom GPT instructions to be very direct. If you're overpriced, you need to do a price adjustment and you need to do an open house, like a Friday, Saturday, Sunday open house, and you need to run a Facebook ad, an Instagram ad, and a YouTube TV ad. If you don't know how to do this, contact a top agent today, and where do you think that link takes them? Yep. So don't give this to your client. Yeah, it's literally as easy as typing. I just put the article in there and I typed in what I wanted it to say, and I bought the vanity URL. So like I bought listingpulsegpt.com and it forwarded it to it. So you guys can make your own. And then we use this data in our Monday update report, which is really like our don't fire me report. So our team's unique selling proposition, if you want to one-up us, is everybody is going to get you between 2,000 and 10,000 views of your property. When you guys list a property in the MLS data automatically aggregates to Zillow, Redfin, Realtor, Homes. You get between 2,000 and 10,000 views total. We call that, of course, marketing. Like, of course they're getting you that because they're just putting it in the MLS. We're going to get you a minimum of 100,000 views of your home just during the 21 days coming soon timeframe alone. And it's not enough to be giving you the advertising. We're going to prove it to you every single week. And we're going to give you the report that shows you the ads, the stats from the ads, the YouTube TV ad, all of this stuff. And we run it for our entire team. We don't, like the agents, we can't do the video for them. But if they supply us the video, then we run the ads for them. And we had agents at our previous brokerage that were the most die-hard, like, they loved it. It's hard to get a big team to move brokerages. And the thing that meant the most to me was that the ones that came with us, a few of them told me, not all of them, but a few of them told me when I said, I can't believe you're coming, it means a lot to me. And they said, it's not because of my charming personality or anything like that. They were like, Dustin, honestly, like my sellers are already used to getting this, and I don't want to go back to them not having this anymore. So that is like proof over promise. You guys can scan that retargeting ad, and then you'll be in my pixel, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Because when the client sees that report and they click here, when they click that button, everybody is going to view their own ad. And when they view it for a minimum of 3 seconds, they're then in the retargeting pixel and they see their own ad. And the beauty of it is they typically will send it with their sister. They'll send it to their friends, the same link. And they're all and their friends are going to tell them, oh my God, your agent. It's like every day we see the ad over and over and over again. All right, so number 2. How many of you guys have used the deep research button on ChatGPT? Any hands? Got 1, 2, couple over here. A lot of our team. So at the bottom of ChatGPT, I prefer the 03 model. The 05 is going to come out probably next month. And every week it's hard to keep up because whatever model is best today is like a new one is doing something else. And follow me on Instagram if you want to know what to do. But these reports right here are insane. Like, I can't tell you how many agents on our team, when I'm looking at their business or they ask me for help and they're like, I want to increase my business 10% or 15% next year. And I said, the best way for you to do it right now without spending a lot of money is to just get your license in another jurisdiction. Like, you're only in Virginia right now. Get Maryland and DC. And they're like, I don't really know the neighborhood. I don't know that. I'm not going to be the expert. Like, I don't want to drive this and that. Like, I'm like, you're already driving from like Warrenton to Stafford. It's not that much different to drive to Maryland. But I get the point of not knowing the neighborhood. But the truth is, the only neighborhoods that we really truly know are the ones that we have lived in or we have previously lived in. Everything else is market research. So if you want to research a property, let's say you're getting ready to do a listing presentation, this is my process. I'll put in, actually I'll just show you real quick. You might be able to see it. So under that tool button right there, it's moving too fast, but you see that it's asking follow-up questions. Unlike regular ChatGPT, when you hit the deep research button, if you say, provide me a comparative market analysis for this property, you hit the deep research button. Can you see it thinking on the right all the links and everything that it's going through? It takes about, instead of ChatGPT giving you an answer in 30 seconds, deep research is giving you a 10-page report about that property. And if I'm going on a listing presentation, Jason mentioned this on the call last week about you guys have to be on your toes because buyers are giving him comps that he didn't even provide them. And it's not, they're not finding them on Zillow, but what I'm doing is I'm saying, give me a comparative market analysis, and because this report takes 10 minutes, then I'm going into Bright and I'm running comps like I normally do, and then I put those comps into Cloud CMA for presentation purposes, and when I put them into Cloud CMA, before I hit publish, I go back into the deep research report, and there's always 2 comps in there. And it's typically like, you know, a Compass office exclusive or just somebody that sold something hand to hand. And I've won 2 listing presentations where I've gone in and I thought they were going to tell me the 100,000 views, the food truck, all of this. They were like, oh, you were the only one of the 3 agents that had these 2 comps that were most like our house. If I go in, we like this, one of our core values is enthusiasm sells, and the best way to be enthusiastic is intimate knowledge of your subject. So if I'm going in for a listing presentation at, say, Sully Station in Centerville, you can run a deep research report, or you're doing an open house next weekend in a neighborhood you've never done one in. Take 10 minutes to run the report and read the 10-page report. And when you go in, when I go into a listing presentation, I don't wait for them to say, oh, so how many homes have you sold in my neighborhood? Or do you sell here often? I just say, you know, the thing that I really love about Forest Hills the most is like you walk out of this house and you have the path right there. You have the grocery store right here. You have, you know, you just start telling them. They're not going to ask you anything. They're like, this guy's clearly the expert. But it's just because I did 10 minutes of research. Sorry. All right, we're getting from asking like individual responses and asking ChatGPT to give us something to like a more agentic task agent. So how many of you guys are using agents for your stuff right now? Like an agentic task that's giving you stuff, the AI is giving you stuff every day, like whatever you've asked it. All right, so this might be one of the, who already is overwhelmed right now? I had a feeling that was going to be the case. I enjoy doing that. That's the best way to get you on my team. They're like, ugh, just have him do it for me. But agentic tasks, like, it refers to the capacity of a system, particularly in AI, to act autonomously and purposefully, making decisions and taking actions to achieve goals with minimal human intervention. Devin found this photo and said, this is you and your agent every morning. Like, because every morning, I have content sent to me. If you look at my Instagram, you'll see a change 2 months ago where I was like, oh, I can just have the AI give me the trending content and I'll just make videos on that. And I have always been terrible at social media. Devin's like, you call it selfish media. Like everything that Jason was saying, like just sold, that's literally what I used it for. I like didn't care. I'm like, I'm reading a book. Like I didn't use it the way it was supposed to be, but thankfully we went from social media to interest-based media because of TikTok, where TikTok's algorithm is feeding you what you're interested in. And if you just give people what they're already interested in, the followers and the views will come to you anyways. And I'll show you how to do this. But popular agentic agents include the ChatGPT O3 model, Manus, and Perplexity Labs. So how you could use it, the ChatGPT O3 model, if you ask the O3 model, send me a daily task at 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. of development, zoning, new businesses, and other trending stories for your video content every day, it will email you. When something has viral potential, new metro stop, Amazon data center, whatever, And me being really bad, I gained, and this isn't anything to brag because I don't have that many followers, but I gained 2,000 followers in 2 months doing this. Most of them, the top comment is, "Oh, Kevin Spacey's giving me the news." Every day. Every day. It's like literally the worst person. But it's gonna hunt for topics, and it's gonna literally email them to you every single, yeah, now you can't unsee it. So you can see this. This is ChatGPT doing it. It's working. It's trying to find stories, and then it's saying, here's your 10 most viral worthy stories. The one thing that I don't like about ChatGPT's agentic agent is it has a tendency to send you a lot of the same stories every day and every night. Like I get it at 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. to send me some of the same stories, but the following day, I don't want like 70% of it to be content that's older. So if any of you guys are worried about TikTok because China owns it, you're not gonna like the next slide. I'm just telling you because like they're catching up, and when you want to talk about agentic agents, this one, Manus, watch it on the right. This is the screen on the right, finding the content for me. It's like going through, it's like I can go into Manus on my browser and I can see that it's doing this. I can see that it's doing this at any time. And I mean, you can see it going through the counties, and then it's gonna go through and give me the top 10 trending ones. Like each story on the right, you can see, I already know it's going to do well because they're already doing well on other people's websites. So which brings me to like market update scripts, which is number 4. But this also applies to the same content if you're doing local market content, like development news. That stuff just crushes. People love to know, okay, sorry, it's going in and out. People love to know what's going on in the neighborhood, and people are gonna argue about it. I don't even get involved other than to defend myself when I'm called Kevin Spacey. So on the market update scripts, we're really lucky because we have Cardinal Title that is supplying us with this incredible resource of information. Like if you guys aren't using that in a listing presentation, when you get to the commission buy side script and you're just showing the matter of fact, because I had been saying, well, we've done 150 transactions since this move, and we've only had like 3 that the buyer ended up paying the commission. So it's more than likely that unfortunately, like I'm just trying to set expectations. And I was realizing like, they're probably thinking like, I'm just a bad negotiator, my team is. So I need to, just like I'm making Zillow the bad guy, like don't shoot the messenger is a real thing. So just like I'm making Zillow the bad guy with the information in my don't fire me report, I'm making Cardinal the bad guy. Like this is what their numbers, these aren't our teams, this is 150 transactions last week. What you can expect in the market. But if you take that data and then you take the Lisa email from Bright that they send every single week, and then you click on the Washington, D.C. section, and you either screenshot those pages or you split the PDF, you give it the Cardinal Title information and you give it this. Donnie's giving you this info every week in a video, but you can take this and you can give it a prompt like this. This is how detailed my prompts are. Oh, you guys aren't allowed to take photos of this. I'm sorry. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. They said, nah, we are anyway. But you can see how we do the structure where it's like hook in the first 3 seconds, create emotional joke, a curiosity gap. You'll never guess why. Like you gotta keep them watching it through the end. Like if you look at my Instagram, you'll see the market update that I posted on Saturday. Just a market update has like 12 to 15,000 organic views. And we tend to start overthinking things like, oh, I posted the same video or something like that, and I only got 200 views. Well, I'm speaking to 200 people right now, and I made Devin miss Love Island for 2 nights to prepare for this. So like that's the level of preparation, but you guys are overthinking because only 200 people saw your market update. That's 200 people that you probably don't know that are seeing your content. And don't overthink it. Put it on TikTok, put it on Facebook, put it on Twitter, put it everywhere, because even if it gets 10 views, there are 10 views that you wouldn't have had otherwise. But this is how you can take that information, load it into ChatGPT, give it this prompt, and then it's gonna give you a script like this. And I have it, that script is for a teleprompter. My team's like, why haven't you showed us this? Yeah, they're tired of listening to me. But you can see like this, the scripts are coming. I ask it for 3 versions because there's a little bit I like about each one, and I go through and I record it. So we try to make it easy.
Active list.
It's my video.
Our charts hint at an answer, and it isn't rosy. Active listings just cleared 9,800, a 5-year June record. That's roughly 40% more supply than the same. Our charts hint at an answer, and it is.
So the agents just show up with their content, with their market updates, and they all have their own little pocket neighborhoods. Like Donna has South Riding. It doesn't mean because she has exclusivity to South Riding, I have to give, if I have a listing in South Riding, I have to give it to her. It just means I'm not gonna be running my YouTube TV ads and competing against her and vice versa, because we wanna make each of our agents micro-famous in their market, because it takes a long time, like 24 months to start getting calls and listings is like what you should expect. And then you're going 5 to 10 years to really build a brand. But every one of our agents that's running these have had people come up to them within 3 months on the street and say, oh my God, I see you all the time. Like it's weird when you're at a grocery store and strangers come up to you and they're like, I love your content. You're like, thanks for watching, call me. But it happens. It happens very fast. Devin will not leave the house without her makeup on. If she's going to Centerville. Outside of Centerville, she will. She'll put a hat on. But in Centerville, we can't. Like the servers at Sweetwater give us appetizers. It happens fast. But the agents can show up to the studio. They can just put the prompt or the transcript in the teleprompter, and the beauty of our teleprompter there is you could see it moves with our voice, because if you guys have ever used a teleprompter app, it's like very like you're trying to speed up or slow down based off of how fast it's going. Like this only moves with your voice. So like if you make a mistake, I tell the agents like, it's okay, just take a deep breath, breathe out, repeat the sentence, and our VA editors will just fix it and make you look good. And you can see how you look on all the camera angles and everything. But when I first started this, I hated video. We had Deirdre. Are you still here, Deirdre? No? Maybe? We had Deirdre and Kathy, when we started the team 4 years ago, were already doing video. And I was like, very cynical. Like, that's about you. That's not about the listing. Like, how many of you guys have had those thoughts too? It's because we were too scared to be on video. Let's be real. Because there's a reason why on HDTV there's people on the screen and not just videos of houses, because it would be boring as hell. But we had them already doing video, and they got me to start doing video for houses, and I could split test and see the difference and see how much better it was if there was somebody in it. But then when I was publishing my book, I'm like, I have to do video content. So I hired one of these third-party videographers that's doing video, and you're paying them $800 a month to get like 8 videos or something. And I immediately realized, because I had a direct response commercial, some of you guys in different areas have probably seen our team's commercials, depending upon where you live on YouTube TV. But when Gary Vee says, jab, 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 right hook, like all I was doing is right hooking, because I was just running a commercial. I was giving no value, I was just asking for the business. So I went in to do content for my book, And I always had like 2 videos left over. And I was like, well, I got 2 left. I paid for them. Let me just do like, Centerville homeowners, here's your market update in 60 seconds. And within like 2 months of me adding that, I immediately started getting business. So like come list me calls, picking up the phone. So I told the team, oh my God, you guys need to do this. And we had like probably 6 team members that were also paying $800. And I had a nice team member to say, all right, Dustin, I'm ready. I'm ready to spend $12,000 a year, $1,000 a month, like you recommend, minimum on YouTube ads. I want to become micro-famous in my market. And I said, that's adorable, Denise, but, but you have to pay for the content too. And she's like, well, you think we're all made out of money? And I was like, oh, I went home and told Devin about it. And if you guys ever follow me on social, I do a lot of like 10-mile walks, and I'm like de-stressing, thinking about things. And I'm like, you know what? If I can take the cost down, remove the cost of the video production from the agents so they can save the money and spend more on ads. And that's what we do. Like each video that they do is edited by a professional, good video editor for $15 a piece. So then that kind of fuels things. And I share with everybody the market updates and how well they're doing. Everybody sends me their Google ad export, and then I share this agent's market update was doing better than this one, so they can look at them and see how they can make theirs a little bit better. But from me doing the social media, in just 60 days, I have never received a social media lead ever that did not come from somebody that I already didn't know, because I was a selfish social media user. Now that I'm putting out this content, I've had 5 people in the last 3 weeks giving me messages like this. You know, we do all of these things to try to get clients, and then we have clients, and then you're like, what the hell am I gonna do with all these clients? Like, my team's like, give them to us, what the hell? But you're getting those. But the beauty of it for the team, and I said this is why the Google reviews would make sense later on. So if you guys were to Google on your phone, Ashburn, May real estate market update or housing market update, and most cities in Northern Virginia, you're gonna see ours towards the top, and it has like 1,900 reviews. The consumer thinks that the article, so all the agents have to do is film it. They hit a button, hit record, they send it up to the VA, it goes out to the VA, VA sends it back to them, and then I have another VA that writes a blog in their name, and they send it to them and say, hey, read this and make sure that we're not getting you in any trouble by publishing this, because they're taking the script and making it a 750-word blog. And then we embed the Google review schema, so when the consumer sees this, they're like, should I read the Redfin, the Rocket Homes article, or the one that has 1,900 reviews? Like, what do you think they're gonna do? And it's the same, they're getting ranked as an article, and they're getting ranked as a video, and now we're going from search engine optimization, the old school way, to answer engine optimization, because more and more people are using ChatGPT for everything. Like Devin and I have been on 2 listing presentations recently where it was a 65-year-old man and a 73-year-old woman, 2 separate ones. And we're expecting, because it was in our neighborhood, like, oh, how did you hear about us? We thought it was gonna be YouTube videos or reviews. And they're like, we just asked ChatGPT. And Kim was telling me on our team the other day, she was like, I was doing my market research, but it kept feeding me our own articles, our ChatGPT. I'm like, yeah, you're getting high off your own supply. So now we get into the image generation. This is some more fun stuff. So how many of you guys are using it for virtual staging already? So I want to preface this by saying I am a late converter to real furniture staging. Like literally, I don't know why it took me, I was so stubborn. It took me like 8 years in the business before I wasn't too cheap to start paying for staging. But I would virtually stage everything. And then when I started like actually staging, surprise, surprise, I'm like, oh, I like being in an open house here better. Everybody likes the house better. They're like, oh, this looks so nice. The owner's taste is so nice. Is this staged? But this is destroying Box Brownie's business model. Like completely destroying it overnight. Because you can take a photo of a house and you could give ChatGPT the prompt. you could ask it to write the prompt and say, give me 4 different styles of how you would do this as an image gen prompt with different styles of bedroom furniture or kids furniture or boys furniture or girls furniture. And it's gonna give you the prompt and you can put the photo back in and have it give you, and it does require, it doesn't always come out perfect. Like sometimes it'll take a window out. You just gotta keep, I recommend when this happens to just open a new window and start new, because once the chat's going, it's already screwed. So you have that, and then how many of you guys pay like a third-party staging consultation person? You guys see the value in that. We do too. We used somebody that we consider to be the best. But she's really expensive. It's like $500. She's there for a couple hours, but she's giving renderings and like very specific instructions from the photos. But when you go into a listing presentation, I don't have my phone on me, but when you go into, the biggest piece of advice I can give you, besides like obviously crushing the listing presentation, is every time you walk in, you should say to them, you want me to take off my shoes? But after that, you're gonna say, just in the event that you decide to use me as an agent, do you mind if I just take some photos as we walk room to room? And they're always gonna, and say, don't worry, I'm not gonna use it for anything. And they're gonna say, oh yeah, of course, no problem. 0.5 landscape. You do every single room, and you can literally tell it, give that photo to ChatGPT and say, take everything off except for the coffee maker and this, put white bedding on it. I guess I'm getting ahead of it. You can see here. Oh, this is that's a remodeling rendering. So Devin had a come list me call last week, and she was on speaker because she was trying to look the address up. This is one of the ones that I think found us from Listing Pulse GPT, because they had been on the market for 45 days and they were ready to make a change. So they're giving us a call, and Devin's like, I can see her on speakerphone looking at the photos, and she's looking at me like, kitchen's kind of rough. But the seller says what every seller says. Like, oh, I'm not doing that. Like, I'm not doing that because what if I change it and the buyer doesn't like what I changed it to, all of that. So what you should do is, you have the photos, like the old, like if it's not listed, go back, when you're on the phone with them, say, oh, I see you bought this in 2017. Have you done anything with the kitchen or bathroom since then? They're like, no. Okay, so you're gonna take the old photos from 2017 and you're gonna give it to ChatGPT the same way you did the staging and say, give me this photo, but show me with quartz counters, and like give me 4 different styles of prompts you can give me to show me this kitchen. And Devin told me beforehand, she's like, they're not doing anything. I'm like, okay, but I don't bring it out immediately. It's in my listing presentation binder, and I gotta feel the situation out. But I'm like, this might be crazy. I just wanna show you this because I know you told Devin earlier that you don't wanna do this, but I do have, would you be willing to consider it if we had a pay at closing contractor? I just want you to see something real quick, and then I lay the photos of their kitchen out there. And she's like, I think it was just like that, right, Devin? I would never exaggerate. Oh, no, that's what you do. Sorry. Sorry. I always do one thing that's inappropriate. My apologies. So like this is an example. Let me go back so you guys can watch this. This is a kitchen, older cabinets, brown cabinets. I'm like, just paint the cabinets and give me quartz. You should be printing this out and bringing it to a presentation. I'm getting like 4 different styles. Thanks, Donnie. But this is what Devin's doing this is what our stager used to do, what we paid $500 for to do these renderings, and now you can do it for free. I'm giving them to my pay at closing contractor. He thinks I'm cheating on him. I'm like, hey, how much is it gonna cost to do this? And he's like, which contractor gave you that? Are you talking to somebody else? All right, so creative branding. So we're really lucky that we have a cool last name. Like Fox is like easy. So Devin really likes the polo bear, but Devin wanted to do some merch that the team that isn't just our regular Fox symbol, which, by the way, a lot of you guys haven't picked up yet at the office. But you know, we used this, and then we gave ChatGPT the logo, and we said, here, the boots with the fur. I don't know what the prompt was that Devin used. I don't know, but we got this. But then we took it up a notch, and we're so lucky about the print shop, by the way. So I asked ChatGPT, give me the list of the top 5 most classic kids' books of all time. It was like Where the Wild Things Are. It listed a bunch of them. And I said, what are the average amount of pages in any of these books? And it was like 24 to 32 pages. And I said, okay, write me a story that's about like young fox cub who's shopping with his fox parents for the home, but through the kids' eyes. I want it to be through the kids' eyes. So when you look through here, you can see. Sorry about the mic. Oh, look. He didn't win the house. Oh. Don't worry about it. You'll get one. So we're really known, you guys probably seen the MLS, like we're really big on catered open houses, food truck open houses. We really want to create a different atmosphere when people come into our open houses. The other thing we do, at least that I do, is I have a treasure box of Squishmallows. So when they come in, I always say to the parents, like, oh, you guys don't worry about taking off your shoes. I hate these sellers anyway, so don't even worry about it. I don't say that, by the way. But no, seriously, come on in. It's not raining. You're fine. I have some food in the kitchen if you guys are hungry. I have juice box and snacks, but ask your parents first. And by the way, I have if in the basement, I have a treasure box that's hidden. If you guys find it, there's Squishmallows in there. And they're like, oh my fucking God. Like they go insane. The parents are like, hold on. But they have the book, and they'll sit on the book, and if you look at the back of the book here, it says, the journey to Home Sweet Home starts now with 1,900 5-star reviews. Discover it is never too early to start indoctrinating the children. Like, you gotta like hit them. You gotta hit them. So, and like the print shop, literally send it in, it's printed the next day. Like whatever idea, when I say the age of the idea man or woman, whatever you can think of can be printed and done the following day. All right, so Instant Cinema, Runway ML, Google VEO 3, and Sora, what they unlock for you today in terms of video. So this is Runway ML. So this is a listing we have going live next week. I said, okay, here's a still image. Show me a food truck pulling into the driveway and a crowd of 10 people rushing to rush to the food truck. Literally, whatever idea you have. I told Devin I'm not watching this Love Island show, and now I'm sucked into it. And I took a photo of Huda, how do you say her name? Yeah, she needs to go. I hear you, but she's always like, and then I'm gonna take her photo in Runway ML, and I'm gonna be like, what it's like when you walk into a Fox Homes listing, and she's gonna go frown to smile, and that's probably a copyright violation. We'll see. It's a chance I'm willing to take. But you can also, and they split test incredibly, like incredibly. When I'm running these for myself, because everybody on our team, when you have a listing, you put it in, and Gunther, one of our managers, the man, does drone for you, gets you a drone reel, gets you drone photos. It's just part of it. Quality governs everything we do, but because on a retargeting ad, when we're running ads for you, we can't retarget somebody off of a still photo ad. So we need a video. But now, if we're east of Fairfax, like Oakton East, you can't do drone, like the 15-mile radius you guys all know about. But now I can take a photo of a house and say, give me a slow drone pullback, but don't go above the roof so it's obvious it's not the neighborhood. But it can just give me a short video that I can run and run a retargeting ad. And if you don't think these things don't work, I had a family member that messaged me about a month ago and said, son, sorry, Dad. He's like, did you see this video of Jaden Daniels talking crap about the Eagles? And I was like, what are you talking about? He sends me the link. I was like, Dad, that's like a deep fake. And he, bless his heart, he's like 70. But this is the worst it's going to get right now. Video was always if it's video, it's real. And now this is the worst it's going to be. It's only going to get better. But we can run retargeting ads. Whether you do a video or not, you can get a retargeting pixel on your ads. And then also Sora, if you need B-roll. So if you already have a ChatGPT subscription, Sora can do this for you too. Those videos where they're 8 seconds long, but there's text over the top and they just loop? This is just kids playing on the beach. You can do give me, a fake drone shot over a neighborhood. It'll give you that. If you just want B-roll to go over a neighborhood, it's super easy, just whatever you type. This is all fake. This is fake video, but this one has 11,000, what does it say? 11,000, 10,000 views? But it's just words on the screen and some music. And it's got a ton of shares, and that's what Instagram wants. It's share-worthy stuff, and this, was really easy to make. All right, so now we're getting into where things are really moving to. You guys may have seen these videos going viral on TikTok where it's ASMR with Bigfoot combing himself and prickling a pine cone. But you can do actual video now that has audio. So everything I showed you before is no audio. Now you have these, and these are expensive. Just these 4 generations cost me $12. But that's the most expensive they're ever going to be. And you can only get them 8 seconds at a clip, but you guys can see how close it looks to real here.
Can we give it up to all the guys in the Samson print shop? I mean, wow.
So, which brings me to my next slide regarding print. I think we're going to need a bigger print shop, Donnie. I'm dead serious, because the shit that I'm about to show you, I have never, and I am obsessed with advertising. I have YouTube ads, everything, and I've never met your dad, but I used to see his videos doing the postcard bit over and over and over again, for the last 9 years before I came to Samson. And I was like, oh, print, meh, whatever, it doesn't work, it doesn't work. And then we came over, and we're doing print, kind of same type of postcard templates you guys are probably using, with nice HDR photos, graphic, nice and clean. And we might get a couple QR code scans, but it wasn't really moving the needle. It's working, but it takes time, just like any other print. Until we started using ChatGPT to customize the actual postcards. Nope, no photos, sorry. I'm kidding. Well, you're gonna see it again later. You're gonna see it again. So when I say I'm obsessed with advertising, I'm if you ever watch Love on the Spectrum, this is my special interest. I am that obsessed. It's all I think about all the time. You see on the left, that's my eBay order I do a few of those every year where I just get lots of old Life magazines and Harper's Weekly and things like that, and I will just open the pages because I've been running, like he mentioned, split testing Facebook ads to see which headline will outperform the other. So I had all of these forever, and I had all of my headlines dialed in, but Devin was at a model home and saw this like 1960s book, like All American Ads, and this sucker is dense. I mean, it has like every ad campaign from there, and she bought it for me, and then for Christmas got me all of them. And when I say the age of the idea guy, like this is insane. Like, so like I'm just flipping through the book, and the print shop guys will tell you, the first time we started doing these, he was like, we didn't leave these out next to everybody. We kept them in our office because we don't want everybody snooping around and taking your ideas. I'm about to give it to them anyway. So, so like this Lincoln ad, this house was built in the 50s. So pardon my spelling error there on the prompt, but I'm just taking an ad and then I'm giving the house photo and I'm asking it to make it for me in a wide postcard and what I want it to say. So you see the text there, the client gets it. I didn't run it by Devin, and she's like, hey, it's her listing, and she's like, hey, thanks a lot. She didn't complain to me because her client was happy, but she was like, I didn't know you were doing this AI stuff. So this house was sitting on the market for a little while. We did this AI photo, and the client was really happy with it. And I said, because this house was post-World War II in Riggs Park in DC. So I made it look like 1950s ad, and we mailed it out to the neighbors. Neighbors came into the open house. The open house was super busy with these postcards, and I said, okay, this is working. I changed the MLS photo to the postcard to like really stand out. The absorption rate in this neighborhood is 160 days. It was under contract the next week. So, but ask your client. It may not be for everybody. So you can see, like, this is how I'm making the postcard. Like, that's the ad right there. This is a Reston townhouse. My team is like, why are you telling them all this? It's like that easy. And we like to say one of our core values is unconventional marketing produces more marketable results. So when you're in a sea of noise and everybody's postcards look like HDR, look pretty, and then your postcard looks like something from when the house was built, or just completely different design. Like now, this was working so well for me, I said, okay, we're gonna do a little contest with the team. First prize is $500. Second prize is $250. First prize is, our third prize is $100, and see what you guys come up with. And, oh wait, these are still mine, sorry. But like the Greenbrier one, I took from a Porsche ad. You see that's a Porsche font at the bottom, but I took it from a Porsche ad from the 60s. The work of art, I took Van Gogh's Starry Night and did that, and but we did a contest to see like what our team could come up with. So Kristen did People Magazine, made it look like People Magazine. Nikki did a comic book. Leah had like a 1960s hippie, and then Hannah just did like Wizard of Oz. So imagine you're getting one of these in the mail. All right, who's got questions?
Who won?
Who won? Nikki, the comic book. Yeah, and the team voted. It wasn't like me deciding. So that's the link to my book. It will literally tell you step by step everything that I told you in terms of like adding Google review schema, because you're probably thinking, okay, if I write a blog on my website, I don't have 1,900 reviews, so why would somebody read mine with 25 versus yours with 1,900? You're not writing about the same stuff I'm writing about. And if you have 25 reviews under yours, you'll have it. So get the book. It's available Audible, paperback. The Audible is AI, shocker.